This is D. Orlando Ledbetter with the Bowtie Sports Podcast, here with Sideline Mike and Nubyjas Wilborn to give you everything you need to know about the Atlanta Falcons. Hey, the players reported today. We were out there to get them walking out of their cars and into the building. But today we're going to do a look at the Falcons defense, a position by position look at the defense and special teams, as practice will start tomorrow morning on Wednesday. Don't get too hyped up about these early practices. A lot of acclamation, not hitting. They won't get in the pads to the seventh day. They can't even touch each other for the first 3 days. But folks will be out there and talking about the great catches and all this stuff. But, hey, just kind of slow down, pump the brakes. The pads will come on day 7, and then we'll see some football. Hey, Sideline Mike and the boss, how you guys doing today?
Hey, man, we're
Great
good.
to be live.
Hey, man, want to talk some Falcon football, brother?
All right. How about you, Nubyjas? You doing okay?
Hey, man, we locked in, loaded, ready to go, and looking forward to dissecting this defense a little bit.
Okay, yeah. Before we get going, I got a little stuff. We got a little business to take care of here with our slideshow. We're going to go back a little bit. We want our members and our listeners and our friends to tell their friends to go ahead and sign up for the Ledbetter at Large newsletter, which will be delivered to your email box every Thursday at 10 a.m. It's easy. Sign up. All we need is your email. And we also need you to go over to YouTube and subscribe and like our YouTube page at Bowtie SG. We got some video up from today from Brandon Dorless and from kicker Nick Falk on the YouTube page. They're also inside the stories of those guys talking. Brandon Dorless, we'll talk about that part later. I want to get the business taken care of. Now, here's the slow part. Hey, we need subscribers. We need members. And we got a very special deal for you, the training camp special. We even got our flyer out on social media now. For $27.99, you get everything on the website for the entire year. So we're getting folks in on the ground level to get us going as we take off here. You got to crawl, then walk, and then run. So we're crawling right now. We're crawling this price all the way down to $27.99 to get you on board here. We're credentialed. We'll be covering the Falcons this year. We'll be at the key practices. We'll be at the Steeler game. And we want to be at all the rest of them too. So, but y'all can help us out. Read that slowly. $27.99 for the whole year. $27.99 training camp special. First, we get to 100 real quick. We're gonna pull it, but we're committed to go through training camp with the training camp special. So thank you so much. Just wrapping it up real quick. Get the newsletter, sign up for YouTube, and subscribe. All right, guys, let's
Lock in, man.
Pardon me?
Hey, everybody's got to lock in, man. You locked in. Now the fans got to get locked in, get supported, get behind this. Let's go.
No doubt. They know where we're at. They know what we're doing. They're coming over. I was just on the Buck Baloo show, and he gave us a good plug. And we've been on Turtle show, Sirius XM, Roger Hindler show down in Tampa. So the word's going to spread, and we're going to be just fine. But let's get to this defense here up front. That was the big makeover was the defensive line. Up front, you let David Oyamata and Leonard Floyd go. And we just want to know if Brandon Dorless, can he have a follow-up to his breakthrough season, Sideline Mike? And I'll call on you guys so we don't talk over each other.
Well, absolutely. So when you look at Brandon Dorless and when you look at the quarterback pressures, the short area quickness he has, and the heavy hands he played with last year, he was a top 10 player as far as quarterback hits and actual hits at the line of scrimmage. We're going to need him to duplicate that. There cannot be a flash in the pan. That cannot be his career year if this Falcon defense is going to be able to maintain the progression they made last year.
And one thing he said today, he said he wants to win. He wants to get to the Super Bowl and make it to the Pro Bowl. That was his clip that I used on social media. And Nubyjas, you've seen Mason Smith and Deshaun. We both seen both of these kids because they've been played in the SEC. Deshaun Hand, can they help the Falcons stop the run?
Sure, they can. I mean, and that's going to be the thing. I mean, they're capable of doing it. They have demonstrated it at other places. But as you know, putting together so many guys from so many different places on a defensive line, that can be really difficult. Getting them to gel. How long will it take them to gel? Keep in mind, as you guys know, the preseason is different now. You don't get as many live reps with your top guys anymore. A lot of times you're really looking more like the first couple of games are almost preseason games, except for the fact they actually count for real. So my biggest question would be not their skill, will it be their ability to gel with another defensive line coach and a new Falcon regime once again?
Yeah, no doubt. Mason is getting a second chance. They traded kind of flop players with Rukaroru and him. And we'll see. You know, he didn't do much in Jacksonville, so he's going to get a shot to play here. And me and Toomer know his uncle there, Brother Lee Cotton. He's been telling us all about him.
Absolutely.
So good luck to good luck to Mason. Hey, a couple other guys on this.
Yep.
Yeah, LSU. Yeah, a couple other guys. Zach Harrison, LaCal London. I really like him. He flashed with 5 sacks. And Antonio Thompson, the rookie from Washington. Mike, any thoughts on those guys and if they might be able to help them out up front too?
Well, what you're looking at is depth. You like we were saying, the ability to gel, but the ability to pick up the scheme is what we're going to look for. The ability to pick up the scheme, and can they stay healthy through training camp and through a couple of the preseason games they're going to have to play, because when you look at what we're expecting from them and what we're going to need from them to maintain the progression we made last year, it's going to be imperative that they can pick up the scheme, operate in the scheme, and be able to execute the scheme at the point of attack.
Yeah, and what about you, Nubyjas, on those guys? Zach Harrison, LaCal London, and the rookie Antonio Thompson. We didn't see him much over the offseason.
I mean, they can't be much worse than what they had last year. So if nothing else, just alone that they're an upgrade from that. And if they're an upgrade from that, then you're starting to look at the Falcons become a much better overall defense, as I'm sure we'll get into the secondary and different things, but they have been better. This has been a weakness. So we will see if these guys can step up. I mean, I'm not overly optimistic, but I am willing to have my mind changed as the preseason goes along, as they show different things throughout the time.
No doubt. And I'm going to skip the break. We're going to do a double break after the linebackers, because I think we can flow right into that. Because I'm like, hey, if you don't stop the run, it's over. You know, once people can run the ball and stuff it down your throat, they don't even got to get to their past stuff. So if they can't get the requisite amount of, push and stop from this front, then, it's going to be another long season. But I digress. But that's the first thing I look for, is if you can't stop the run, I know it's going to be a long 4 hours on Sunday in the press box. So
because that clock going to roll. That clock is going to roll, man, and you can't stop them. Every third down is going to beat you up. It gets in your head. It gets you in your offense's head, too. That's what we don't really factor in when you have a bad defense. It makes it harder on the offense because now they have to be even more perfect, or they feel they have to be. Everyone gets a lot more pressure, and it really does start up front on both sides of the ball, especially with this team.
And let's move on to the linebackers and just address the elephant in the room right away. Because, I was thinking, well, maybe James Pierce will show up today, pull in the parking lot, and come over and talk to us and tell us about everything he's been going through this offseason. But that didn't happen today. Maybe that'll happen tomorrow. That's what media people dream about. But I
don't think he's going to do the Kyle Shanahan D-Led.
Yeah, sit down with the reporters and talk to us like we need the information.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll text Tori and see if we can. He's got to talk at some point, but that's not even the bigger point. I don't want to dismiss what happened. Definitely don't want to dismiss the domestic violence, but they need to know if he's going to be playing or not. So I'm going to carry forth like he's going to play, and then maybe get suspended later. So we got to pick, since nobody's telling us much on that. But between him, I think if you got him and Jalen Walker, and then you got Devon Diablo and Christian Harris in the middle, and we're getting grave reviews about Harold Perkins too. So maybe they think Harold could take over some. Maybe he could take over some of Pierce's stuff if he's out. But what do y'all think of that linebacker unit? What do y'all think of the James Pierce situation? Let me go to you first, Nubyjas, on James Pierce's situation and how they're in limbo there.
I mean, he's accused of some very heinous things.
Truthfully,
that happened down there, domestic violence allegations, as well as some things with the police. I mean, very serious things that have followed somewhat of a pattern of behavior, or arrest, we will say. Arrest in legal situations that he has gotten into since his time down in college, down at Florida State, that followed him into the league. And there's been a pattern of legal situations he's gotten himself into, and including some very heinous allegations. To be honest, feels kind of weird to talk about him as a football player based upon some of the things that he's still dealing with, but yet here we are. And he's going to play on his team. I mean, I think for me is, how's he going to be received in that locker room? He's a very talented football player, which is obviously why the Falcons are willing to do this, which also interestingly goes against historically what Arthur Blank has been about. Historically, Arthur Blank has been a guy who does not like bad boys, who does not like troublemakers, and typically will get you out of there. This kind of goes against it. Maybe Arthur's getting a little older there, and maybe he's willing to take on some things to win, and they think that James Pierce is the kind of player who can win those kind of games.
And you, Mike, your thoughts on Pierce's situation?
Well, gentlemen, like I said, when you look at James's situation, some very serious allegations. I'm not going to say there's one side of the story, the other side of the story, and the truth in the middle, because we have evidence contrary to that. But at the end of the day, we're in a situation where we understand that regardless of what you do, based on what your talent level is, will determine the amount of assistance and leeway and a upfront and personal opportunity to rehabilitate yourself will be extended to you. That has been extended to Mr. Pierce. Now, Mr. Pierce has a specific set of circumstances and a specific set of steps that he has to follow. If he follows those steps, based on what has been reported, he will be able to put this ugly incident behind him. Will be able to allow the Falcons, the NFL, and the other services that we provide when troubled youth find themselves in their situations, and ultimately be a spokesperson representing himself, the Falcons, and the NFL in things not to do when you get in these situations. But understand, his level of potential and them double-digit sacks he got last year are the reason why he's getting a second chance. Because if you didn't have those situations, James Pierce would not be on this team.
Yep, go ahead, Nubyjas.
I got to ask this seriously. When's the last time a player has been worth it to this kind of extent? Because there's a reason why the Cleveland Browns took Deshaun Watson. Now, I know I'm not comparing it to, I'm just saying when someone has had very heinous allegations and a team is still willing to because of talent, that hasn't worked out for the Cleveland Browns or Deshaun Watson. Is this even worth it for the Atlanta Falcons? Is he that good where he's worth this?
I will say to answer that question, when you look at the amount of draft capital and what they did to draft this person, just from a draft capital standpoint, absolutely he is, or they wouldn't be doing it.
Okay.
Absolutely. And it's my understanding he's in the area, was working out up there. So yes, they can kind of keep their eyes on him and help him through this rehabilitation process. But yeah, we all want to know more, and we'll go ahead and move on to some other linebacker issues, like who replaces Caden Ellis. Some of the options include Christian Harris, came over from the Texans, but he got a low-level contract, so I'm not sure if he's the guy. Do you use Jalen Walker at inside linebacker on some stuff and move him around? They'll be paired with Devon Diablo, so we'll see how they line up here in the next couple of days. But what do y'all think about replacing Caden Ellis? Because he did so much for that defensive unit.
I think you're going to replace Caden Ellis by committee, to be honest with you. Just based on what I've been hearing from my sources, it's going to take more than one person to replace this gentleman. That's why it was so important to keep your defensive coordinator who can get creative, can develop the players. And I'm looking for Mr. Walker to be able to step in and basically fill the shoes and be unleashed in that particular situation. But when you talk about the linebackers, you talk about who's going to have the green dot. When you look at when Divine Diablo got hurt last year and the gaping hole that left in that defense, and you saw the remarkable improvement when he returned with that cast on his arm, Divine Diablo is the key. Not Caden Ellis, Divine Diablo. And quite frankly, gentlemen, he's going to get a contract extension before that all-world running back gets his. Believe that. Look for Divine Diablo to have a new contract before the season starts.
Yeah, and Hayden Nubyjas, what about the rookies? Daniels, Kendall Daniels, and Perkins. We talked about him a little bit. I'll defer because I got my thoughts on Daniels. But
I would say this, man. I like Harold Perkins a lot in college. I think he's gonna do well in the league, and I'm excited to see him. I just really want to see if he can live up to the original hype he got in college. I think he learned a lot of hard lessons in college that I think will serve him very well in the league.
And a lot of those hard lessons he learned while from inadequate coaching, playing the man out of position.
Well, just saying.
Right to it. When you get to it. His freshman year, they let him roam around. Freshman defensive player of the year, all world. And then you get that bright guy who's not the coach there anymore, moving him around, getting him out of position. A 215-pound guy trying to play middle linebacker in the SEC. Come on, man. That's why that dude's unemployed. Get out of here.
Hey,
so
man,
at the end of the day, Hal Perkins, with the defensive coordinator the Falcons got, watch out for this kid.
Hey, that's all. Hey, all I'm saying is that the man had to learn some things. But here's the thing: going through that kind of adversity and still coming out on the other side of it, still being the type of player who gets drafted, even though he probably lost millions of dollars
in the seventh round.
I'm saying he probably lost millions of dollars.
He did lose millions.
Hey man, we try to speak it.
Hey, well, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and we're gonna come back and get ready for the secondary and special teams. The Orlando Ledbetter Bowtie Sports.
The Bowtie Files is proudly presented by the Fears Group at Morgan Stanley in Atlanta. Led by Sonia Balfour Fears, certified financial planner, the Fears Group helps athletes, entertainers, and families build wealth that lasts beyond the headlines. With retirement planning, philanthropy, and global sports and entertainment expertise tailored to your stage of life. Map your future with a team that takes the long view. Call 470-449-0812 or visit advisor.morganstanley.com/thefearsgroup. The Fears Group at Morgan Stanley, supporting your goals every step of the way. Looking for a night that actually feels like one? Looking for a night that actually feels like one? Step into the Patio Social Club, Atlanta's destination for sultry music, stirring conversation, and a one-of-a-kind open-air cigar lounge where time slows down and every conversation lands a little deeper. Inclusive excellence is in everything they do. Reserve your spot tonight. Call 470-815-1860 or find them online. The Patio Social Club. Escape, unwind, and take the night somewhere different.
All right, we're back here at Bowtie Sports Podcast with Sideline Mike and Nubyjas Wilborn. The show went off the rails last week. We're doing pretty good so far today. We're moving into the secondary. Getting you all ready for camp, and we'll have shorts out there. You can come and look at the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or on our website, bowtiesports.com. We'll be having some guests here in the future and so forth. But, yeah, we're going to slow walk it into training camp because we know it's not a whole lot going on, and except for the Pierce and Penix situations. and then we'll be in Indianapolis. We'll hold on one second. We'll be in Indianapolis for practice, which will be a big thing, and we'll just keep covering it from there. Go ahead. I'm sorry, cut you off.
So you say other than arguably the two most important players of the team having either injury or legal issues, not a lot going on?
Right, correct. It's a 90-person team.
True. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, those are the big storylines, but it's a lot, you know. I mean, as football-wise,
I know I'm messing with you, obviously.
Yeah, I'm football-wise. I mean, we're not going to be able to tell a lot about them running around in shorts for 5 days.
Right, we are.
Sorry, we're not. But then I hate people out there keeping stats and, he was 19 of 19 and 7 on 7 and with no pads on and no pass rush. That's like totally irrelevant information. But don't get me started on that. We'll go ahead and move over here to the secondary. So, hey, I don't know. Do y'all, Mike, you think Jesse Bates and Xavier Watts are the top safety tandem in the league?
The top safety tandem in the NFC South. I can tell you that.
That's easy. So the league. Well, I don't know who plays next to Derwin James, but he could probably beat him by himself.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Derwin James out of FSU. Now, hey, that's 1-on-1 right there. But I like where we are with our safety, with our safety tandem, with the experience we have back there in the back, ball hawking it. At the end of the day, I heard them say they want to break the Falcons' record of 26 interceptions. That's the goal for
they're going to need to
this year. Now, the only way that happens is first segment, stop the run, set another pass rushing record, and get them at 3rd and long where they got to put the ball up. That's how that happens.
I'm about to say, I was like, based on certain things, they better do something, or also they better be tackling or not those safeties. They're probably going to be coming up and tackling more than they'll have interceptions. But but that being said, I do think that this is the best position group on the Atlanta Falcons, period, offense or defense. I think this is the most consistent, most solidified position group. Now I would say I would say running backs because of Bijan, but I think when you're talking about the two guys together and their depth, this is the best unit the Falcons have.
No doubt, no doubt. What about cornerback? Can Avion take over for Mike Hughes at right corner, or is he a nickelback? Tumor.
Well, we're going to use training camp to find out. Just say that. Now, when you look at Avion Terrell, and you look at his brother AJ, both of them local kids out of Westlake High School. When you look at what you are looking for in a cornerback, especially from the squad I covered, University of Georgia, Avion Terrell is a tackler. This guy does not shy away from contact, great open field skills. That's what got him drafted. When you go back and look at this tape at Clemson University, sir, that man loves to tackle. That man loves to cover. And he just so happened to have his brother on the Atlanta Falcons team. To answer your question, yes, I say he will be starting right corner when we strap it up in Pittsburgh.
Well, he will also have a lot of opportunities to tackle this year because of the Falcons' defensive line and lack of linebacker depth. He will be tackling a whole lot.
He's ready.
Maybe he come on a corner blitz or two because they're going to need some help rushing the passer. But no, seriously, I enjoy him as a player.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think he'll be good.
Yes.
Like I said, I don't want him to have to tackle too much, but I feel like he's going to have to this year.
Yeah, Nickelback, they had Sidney Brown out there in the offseason, not to put too much stock in that. Darnay Holmes has been a long time nickel. And, Clark Phillips had some time there. You lost D. Alford. And Ballman, I'm not expecting him back until August. He had a November 12th surgery on his Achilles. So what do you do at the all-important Nickelback situation? You go with one of these veterans and keep it moving, or what?
You're going to attack that Nickelback committee. Believe me, that may end up causing you an extra roster spot based on how training camp turns out. But when you look at safety, he's going to be on the PUP list, brother, based on his November schedule date. No, we won't see him to the second half of the season.
Oh, hey, I would be remiss if I didn't go back to the linebackers and that we could give old Troy Anderson his last flowers. If he's Troy Anderson, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. And I didn't even have him on my list. And that was a former second-round pick. So
hey, brother, his heart and head's in it, but his body not with it. Just can't. Yeah. His body cannot take on the rigors of playing that position in the NFL.
Injuries are cruel, man. It's always the cruelest part of sports.
Absolutely.
Yeah, last memory of him was running into the end zone in that Saints game, and that they won in overtime. That was the best Kirk Cousins, one of the Kirk Cousins games where he was swag surfing and whatnot. But it looked like the Falcons were about to head it somewhere that night, and it didn't work out. But went downhill. But yeah, that's it on the secondary. Go ahead. I don't want to go ahead, Mike.
Oh no. Not like every time I talk about Kirk Cousins,
okay,
and his Patagonia shirt name
the starter in Vegas today.
Yeah, name the starter. Gets to the microphone, says all the right things, but lies about injuries and lets his team down.
Yeah,
that's Kirk Cousins.
That's what happened. Well, hey, did I miss anything in the secondary? We got the safeties. AJ Terrell has been solid. He's been the best player over there in a while. We didn't even talk about him, so we just kind of expected him to do his job. It was a long list of guys. They had about 16 cornerbacks in camp. So C.J. Henderson ended up being the starter. Kobe Bryant's a kid that I know Raheem Morris and his staff liked.
So Clemson kid,
yeah. So no, this is the Kobe Bryant from Kansas. So
okay.
All right. Yep. And so
a lot of Kobe Bryants out there, man.
Yeah, a lot of Kobe Bryants.
A lot of them out there. Yeah.
And nobody spells it the right way either. It's like
a lot of Kobe's. I guess Kobe's next.
Wait a minute, a lot of Jalen's.
Well, see, the Jalen's were before. Now the Kobe's are coming in.
Yeah. Speaking of Jalen's, we're getting off track here, but we'll get to Jalen Carter in the closing segment.
Oh, yes.
He got paid today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Recruiting advantage, yes, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead and hear from one of our sponsors, the Marietta Project Management Group, our IT group. We're trying to put Google ads on our page, and I got to find out why they're not populating. So we got an IT project for us.
When the stakes are high and the deadline is real, you need a partner who can move the work forward. That's Marietta Project Management, LLC. Specializing in expert corp-to-corp project management, MPM helps companies deploy solutions, manage change, and deliver results without the chaos. From scoping to handoff, they own the outcome. Visit MariettaPM.com to start the conversation. Marietta Project Management. From plan to delivery, done right.
All right, last segment here. Next to last, because we'll do a quick one here on the special teams. They were not very good last year. They're gonna be better. Here we go. Special teams. They got Nick Folk at kicker. Branch might be the returner. Jake Bailey comes over for punter. They remade the whole thing. I don't never want to short end special teams, but that's it. What do y'all have?
Listen, the late great Charles Rambo, the late great Charlie Brannon, high school football coach at Frederick Douglass High School in Atlanta, taught us in 1977. Special teams will win or lose you 3 games a year. Evidenced by the season last year. If you make 3 kicks, you got your first home game in the 8-year history of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You miss 3 kicks, you miss the playoffs for the 8th consecutive year. Special teams are important.
Hold on. This for memory mind there. What was that thing you said? 8 years since what?
Since you've been to the playoffs.
Okay, just want to make sure I put that.
Make sure you heard that right. Absolutely.
I just want to make sure I heard that right for the. Look, it's been a while. I'm getting reinitiated into Falcon lore again. I had turned it off for a while, so I'm getting back into it. So I had to make sure that was in my mental mind there.
Come on, Tobias.
Just had to throw that out there. Flip that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't saying it wasn't me. No, anyway, we'll get back to the subject. because yes, Nick Folk. I mean, I covered him and with the Titans. He's average. I mean, he's steady. He's a good dude. Goes to church and kicks football. I don't think you're getting anything special. Again, nice man. For the writer crew, people who'll be covering this team, he'll be a guy you can go to. He's very pleasant. You know what I'm saying? And he's a decent kicker. He's not great. He's not Aubrey Graham. You know what I'm saying? He's not, he's not going to kick you anything past about 53. But, hey, if you can get that, you can live with that, cool.
Look, like Matt Ryan said about Michael Penix, just make the layups, man. Okay? Make the 46-yard and in field goals. With the offense we got, we're going to get in field goal range, short field goal range. Just make the layups.
Yeah, no doubt. He had a 58-yard last year, and then today he was like, we asked about his leg strength. He said it depends on the day. One day it might be, pretty good. And next day,
that's very reassuring.
Yeah. And so I'm just gonna run down some of the bios on the other special teamers. Jake Bailey, he's a big leg, great hang time guy. That's your punter. Solid with his directional punts. Philip Florenzen, he's a long snapper. He's a standout at Clemson. Brought in to challenge Liam McCullough, who's pinpoint long snapper. He's one of the people that showed up today. And then, of course, we just talked about Nick Folk, who's accurate from 40 on in. So 40 is minus 17. So that's a 23. So
there you go.
Yeah, that's
very reassuring. Very, very confident there.
Okay, and then Matt Hayball, he averaged 44 yards. I think he's the international guy per punt on in 17 games with the Saints in 2024. So those are just key special teamers. And we didn't even talk about the coverage units because, that's hard to do on a 90-man roster because you're not going to see that unit. That unit ain't going to play together until the opening week. Although they do get D'Angelo Malone back. It went south last year when he went out. And they, got Mike Ford back. So you got to try to keep both of those guys who can't really help you on the base defense, but they are special teamers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Many guys have made 10-year careers on special teams.
They make a lot of money. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we'll hit our last break here. We'll come back and wrap up the show here. The Bowtie Sports Podcast here in Atlanta, covering the Falcons. We got Sideline Mike and Nubyjas Wilborn. Everything you need to know about the Atlanta Falcons.
This episode is brought to you by NicheVet Reverse Recruiting, built by a 30-year technical recruiting veteran and physical AI insider. Stop sending applications into the void. NicheVet flips the model. Qualified physical AI employers come to you. If you're ready to stop applying and start getting hired, visit physicalipros.com/reverse recruiting.
All right, we're back here at the Bowtie Sports Podcast, and just go finish up here. We got, kind of quick hitters. We got the defense covered for you here today. We looked at the defensive line, the linebackers, the secondary, and we got into special teams there. And so, if things work out for them, on the defensive side of the ball, line steps up. Somebody steps up at inside linebacker. Walker turns in a great season. The young kid, Avion, contributes. And then you got a unit. You can go play. And that's what the Falcons are hoping to do. You're going to have injuries, but we're not going to worry about that right now. But the training camp, the rookies reported on Tuesday. We were out there today for the veterans reporting. So, they'll have 9 practices for the fans. You have to call in and go online to get a ticket. They're free, but and the first one is already sold out for August 1st on Saturday. So if you want to come those other days, they'll be out there. We've got all the dates in your newsletter online and all the stories and so forth for the open practices for the Falcon fans. So before we get out of here, Jalen Carter, Mike, what do you think of the big contract he got today with the Eagles?
As we like to say, it was earned, not given. All right? It was earned. This gentleman is still learning how to play this game. He has given everybody every indication that he could be in the vein of Aaron Donald. Am I saying he's going to be Aaron Donald? Absolutely not. But when I tell you short area quickness, you hear me say it all the time, heavy hands, and it's probably the strongest defensive lineman in the NFC. They are investing in their future. They're locking up their playmakers. And I look for him to continue to develop and earn every penny of his contract.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Anything from you on that, Nubyjas, on Jalen Carter?
Hope he's got a good accountant, a good attorney, and people in his life who are going to look out for him, make sure he keeps his money, and maybe hire a driver.
Yeah, financial literacy.
See, Mike, you didn't have to do that, man. You didn't have to do that.
We didn't have to go there.
But you did, but you have to do that, man. That's okay.
He got the money, I'm just saying.
Hadn't had any issues in the NFL.
I know it. No, he's a nice young man, serious, all jokes aside. And hey, man, get your money.
That's a serious situation. Somebody died in that thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of serious situations, I'll get you out of trouble here. Good friend of ours, good friend of the program, going back to my days covering the Bengals. Eric Bieniemy is going through some tough situations right now. His wife was shot by their son. And I don't know enough about it. I'm just praying for him. I sent him the 4 praying hands. And we'll catch up at the appropriate times and so forth. But that's a good friend. It goes back to his playing days. He's helped me a lot over the years when I'm, getting ready for the draft and want to know who the top running backs are and so forth. And I always wished him well. He's always been accommodating to me at the former place that I worked at the Super Bowls. And, I always had a good Eric Bieniemy, count on that Eric Bieniemy story during Super Bowl week from D-Led. A one-on-one exclusive was coming, no doubt. But yeah, so we just going to pray for Eric and his family. And before we get on out here, you all got anything for anybody? I'm going to go over our calls that we need our people to make. You got a call to play in the huddle when you want people to be on your team. And the play that I need them to do, I need them to go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. And I need them to go in this order here. We're going to go back to the beginning. Ledbetter at large. You can go on the website and sign up. Give us your email. Go to YouTube to our page at Bowtie SG and sign up, like, and subscribe. Share with your friends. We want to get over 500 subscribers. We want to get over 1,000 subscribers, during training camp here. And that way we can keep it moving. And then this is the big one. Training camp specials on the table for $27.99. When you can choose to subscribe for the year, you get the whole year of all the coverage on the website, the Cover 9 and 9 blog, stories from training camp, videos. We'll put some stuff out free on YouTube and Twitter and all that. But the stories will be and the in-depth things on the situations we write about will be on the website. And so we need subscriptions. We need members for that. They're different levels. You can hit the sponsorship page if you want to become a sponsor. Yeah, but we are moving here at Bowtie Sports. Sideline Mike and Nubyjas Wilborn have come on the podcast to help us out and get going into the training camp season. And we appreciate you all, and we appreciate everything that you do for the Bowtie Sports as we move forward here into training camp. And we'll get excited about the exhibition season appropriately as we move forward, and then we'll head into the season. Everything's on. We're looking at the Penix Tua situation. We're looking at the Pierce situation. Who's going to be at linebacker? Can Jahan Dotson play number 2? All those storylines are in effect, and we'll be there for you all to get them for you. But for now, we're going to get on out of here at the Bowtie Sports Podcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Tell your friends, download, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you again next week. Let's get out of here.
Hey, my bad. Edit that part out. My bad. I forgot the dude died. I'm sorry. I forgot the kid died of that. My bad. I was just making.
No, it's still recording. Hold up.
My bad.
Now you know I don't know how